ready to face it off here. You can see still no fans in Koskinen. That's the only thing missing from this game tonight, as Jake Naso and Zach Tucci prepare to face off to start the game in this one of many matchups that is full of intrigue tonight. Naso, the freshman, wins the first draw, but then he gets leveled, and it'll be a first turnover of the game back to North Carolina. Both these teams, and Nakai Montgomery, a little bit of a slump. He has really turned it on this year.
On a shift-per-shift basis, been the best midfielder I've watched this season.
Now Krieg's turn to make the stop. This freshman, a lot of was expected of Mike Adler, the graduate transfer from St. Joe's for Duke, but nobody knew anything about Colin Krieg. He wasn't even supposed to start with Caden Johnson coming back for North Carolina, but he has taken over that top spot, and he's been fantastic. Get a pole go here, we do! First goal of the night is Matt Wright, the LSM for North Carolina. Heels jump on top early.
Well, clearing has been a strong suit. Cam Macri brings it up, his eyes are up. Wright bails him out by cutting strong. The middle is vacant.
Out of Las Vegas, Nevada. This top midfield unit been around together a long time. Tanner Cook, another part of it, 77. And William Perry rounding it out. Slide comes, big hit. Ball loose. Anderson initially picked it up. Now it goes back to Tyler Carpenter and Duke. Carpenter still giving chase and picks up the ground ball. Robertson in front. Here's Sowers. He scores.
Tell you, this starts with some tough, tenacious, and hard checks on the defensive end. And Tyler Carpenter works his way up the field. Robertson, tic-tac-toe, little dip and dunk. Sowers, well played by the defender, Chris, who kind of put him in a little question. Should I shoot or should I pass to Sowers? He did a nice job of playing that halfway.
Carolina maybe a little two-man game behind with Cameron and Cook. Now here's Gray. Yeah, got the short stick on him. Now the slide comes. Gray with his head up. Finds a cutter, and Solomon scores.
Oh, that's textbook. Absolutely textbook. Watch, if you're a young player, watch how Chris Gray handles this double team. Okay, he doesn't force it. He sees the double come, and then he carries both men away with his eyes up. Solomon's able to cut to the vacancy, the soft spot, or the bubble in the defense and finish. North Carolina electing to play the rest of almost like a 5-on-5.
Duke, one of the best shooting teams in the country coming into this game, just 1 for 10 early. Sowers, watch out here. Tried to get it into Williams, could not. Caputo was there to keep it alive. O'Neil defended well. Well, that's Dyson Williams, and he's going to have a great matchup all night long, isn't he, running out of the box, the former attackman?
Tell you, the lefty from the Hill Academy, north of the border from Canada, reminds me a lot of Zach Greer, who was a star for Duke. He ducks underneath.
There's Krieg. Coach loves his poise. Remember earlier in the year he was dancing in goal, just so loose. We're talking about a freshman here. Look at that shot. Nicky Solomon wasting no time putting Carolina back on top.
Right off the face-off. Tell me, Solomon's having a year or what? I mean, the chemistry he has built with Chris Gray has led to a certain freedom. I mean, it's kind of like he's on a hot streak. Look at him smile. He's just totally relaxed. I mean, he's just feeling it. Catches this as a point man. He's given the real estate and he's like, yeah, I can stick a corner. Boom.
Reshi's like 15 yards on the field. Flag coming down. He's not happy. Or he is happy about this. He was calling for the penalty and he got it. But with the late call against Duke, here's Trippy. Good look inside, and it goes in. Well, he found Jacob Kelly, and I'm not sure whether Jacob Kelly shot it or they just lost it out of his stick, but it rolled past Adler, and it's a good goal for Carolina.
Carolina's got tremendous depth of scoring. So many different guys are contributing to the mix. Trippy, no crossover.
Montgomery. Robertson now behind the cage. Kai wants to get it back to him. Goal line extended with a short stick on him.
And Robertson dodged. We know he can shoot.
Underneath the defender, but the slide comes. Someone's got to be open. It was Lowry, and he scores. Just got by Creed.
Sean Lowry is one of 15 grad transfers on this Duke roster. Nice look by Robertson after he draws the double team. Krieg, the lefty, is there. He gets a solid chunk of this, whether it was his hand or the stick. But a long pole defender right now on Caputo, meaning they leave a midfielder down low on this attack when Joe Robertson right here.
Yeah, it's Connor Marr on him. Danenza, and the shorty on Danenza too, the freshman. This matchup right here, 88 with the ball in his stick. Sauer setting a pick. In low, Dyson Williams turns and scores.
Tell you, Dyson Williams can handle in traffic. He's a product of the indoor game north of the border. Great body control. The defender goes for the takeaway check right there. Misses, and Dyson Williams falling to the turf finishes, and nobody celebrates in traffic. That was awesome.
Marr's going to run like a half marathon tonight, number 31 for North Carolina. I just don't get, I mean, I know they're young, and so they got a lot of energy. Sometimes I wonder how on earth they do it. I mean, I couldn't run the length of this field without needing oxygen. This is going to be an open shot for Gray. How do you leave him that open? He makes you pay.
Starts with the defense and the tough, dirty ground balls by Marr. And now you're cheating upfield a little. There's a momentary, maybe a lack of communication on defense. And Chris Gray, Long Island native, his dad's a retired police officer, played at BU and then transferred to North Carolina.
Adler couldn't make the stop. We talked about how offense is being generated by these face-off men, and Zach Tucci picks up his third goal of the year.
Tell you, Tucci loves to go forward. That's a front exit on a face-off. And when he gets hot, look out. The defense gives him all sorts of real estate to run right down the middle, and he uses the earth, jamming that. That's a pick to try to create a matchup change.
Danenza. Good-looking athlete for Duke, freshman. Caputo. Working on Bresci. Back to his left, Bresci stumbles a little bit. Caputo wasn't able to put it on cage. Now Sowers has it with Macri. Still 10 to shoot. Danenza in front to Robertson. Easy goal for Duke.
Coach Dino's got to like that late in the shot clock. Things aren't looking good, but somehow Carolina's defense starts flowing ball side. Little communication. Player left open on the backside. How about the vision to Fussmans at halftime? Overall, though, I will tell you this game has been extremely physical. Ground ball play is fierce and intense.
And Carolina gets on the board early. We do have a flag, and keep in mind at the start of the second half, they were man up and had possession, and the goal is good. So just 9 seconds into the second half, Justin Anderson uses some of that relaxing with Peacock mojo to put Carolina up 2. push with possession waved off. Coach Danowski not very happy about the way this second half has started.
Well, Carolina maintains possession. Solomon, he's played hard, and just a late rotation by Duke. I'm not sure in matchups. Will that change? We'll see.
Adler stirred this one aside. Sounded like I may have got a piece of the pipe, too.
See if Chris Gray takes JT Giles to the rack.
Perry back behind the cage. Now it's Cook's turn. Slides back with his left and scores.
Bench loves it. Watch the subtle head fake at the tail end of this. Cook will post up, drive up left-handed. Circle to the outside and watch the head fake. He just tucks his chin a little and looks down at the goalie's feet. Boom, Adler buys the...
Naso has held his own, though, against Tucci. It's been a battle we'll continue to watch. There you see the faceoffs all leaving at 7. Bad pass, though. Turnover. Six turnovers against Carolina. Now O'Neil with a full head of steam. He shoots. Finally, O'Neil gets going, and this may get 34. Starting to hit on all cylinders in the second half.
Tell you, this young man has all sorts of skills. Not only is he big at 6'3", 220, but he can run like the wind. And out in space there, you see him just turn it on a notch and just run right by his man, freeing up his hand hard. And I'm going to love every second of it because I'm going to scoop this ball and run to space. And that's what Carpenter just did.
Two-man advantage for a minute. O'Neil's going to fire and score.
He's stepping up. The big boy's stepping up.
Two straight goals.
Two men down for the defense. I mean, they have 4 players. You see them, they're standing in a box, in a square formation. And O'Neil says, you don't want to play. And then you can land in as long as you're out of that inner circle.
Tanner Cook converting with shorty Terry Lindsay on him. Those long reach arms, and he scores. Lindsay couldn't catch up to that wingspan cue.
Well, he scouted as a left-handed player, so everyone thinks he's going to go to his left. But one-handed, I mean, he just reaches around him. What is he, 6'4", 6'3"?
Watch this here. I'm here. Get ready.
Sowers with just the 1 goal in that first half. Cam Mackery's been unglued to him all night. Robertson, jump shot, and he scores!
Well, this is part of the strategy. They put the midfield defender on Robertson. I think Mark can handle him. That's pretty good defense, quite honestly. He's on the lower hand of the shooter as the jump shot goes. That is...
Clock ticking down inside 8.5 here in this third quarter. Caputo checked by Lawhead. BU transfer. What an unbelievable goal by Owen Caputo. That's a twister from about 8 yards, Q.
Wow, this didn't look good. He turns the corner, watch the pick right there by Sowers, gives him a little edge. But here, when the double came, I thought he was getting himself. He was running nowhere. Bresci hits him with a significant shot. Boom, right there. He's falling to the turf. I don't know.
Gray will pass to Trippy, who gets an open look, gets a better angle, but Adler is there. Turnover back to North Carolina and a fresh 80.
That's the critical element of it now. And Carolina, kind of like body punches to this Duke defense. It's going to be a long, period to defend.
Trippy. Upfield. Cook will get a look. Passes it over. 15 saves now for Adler. Gray fires and scores. Wow. Says you hadn't heard from me in a while. Take that.
Hey, that is such maturity by Chris Gray, and he hasn't gotten as many touches today as he's typically gotten this season, but he waits his turn, left-handed.
Offensive end for Duke. O'Neil. Robertson with Connor Marr on him. So keep an eye on that with number 8 here with the ball in his cross. He'll look to dodge. Slide comes, now back up top. Sowers with Marr on him. Robertson. Inside. Caputo scores. We are even once again.
They use Sowers as a pick man. They draw the switch, then back to Robertson, and the defense is kind of inching upfield, and Caputo, who's down low on the...
Clock inside at 20 now.
Like covering a wide receiver in space. You turn and run with them hip to hip.
Robertson looking for a cutter. To his right, shoots and scores! First lead of the night for Duke Q. Yeah, it was 7 seconds to go in the third.
Joe Robertson, are you kidding me? Right-handed, switches over left, roll back, right, jump shot. Singed corner. He is doing some big-time talking tonight. Carolina wants
2 teams to be in that top spot all year, Duke and North Carolina. So coming out of the timeout, let's see what Joe Bresci and Metzi do offensively. Anderson coming off a pick. He's open, and he scores!
Watch the pick and watch what happens. Duke just misplays that. There's got to be communication from defender to defender. It's either double, switch, or get through. And they got picked off.
Clock and game clock. Sowers. It's irrelevant because the next goal wins it anyway. Caputo. Swim dodge, gets his left hand free and over the top. Akai. Williams.
Sowers handles. Carolina goes into a zone behind it.
Macri checking him, trying to get a Robertson pick. Now Robertson has got more on him. Underneath, he shoots and scores the game winner for the Blue Devils. You got to feel for Krieg. Nothing the goaltender could do. It was a beautiful move by Joe Robertson. And he finishes.
I'll tell you, Robertson, what he does well here, all of a sudden Carolina's defense is spread out. And he realizes, I got my man on an island. Little change of speed there. Ducks down towards the goal line, gets his shoulders underneath, and then he dives across the tangent of that crease. He does not land